You lot ready for a truly handsome boy? Well, here he is. This is the Diamond PX exclusive Godzilla 1962 quote-unquote King Godzilla's Semi-Rea'l Medicom figure. Alright, I mean, I guess he's technically not a Marmot figure, I guess he's a Medicom figure, but whatever. Now right up front, obviously, this guy looks very different from the two other 1962 figures that I've talked about so far. One of the things I'm sure is catching your eye is the fact that he doesn't really have any crazy colors aside from that purple in his mouth, and he looks pretty dang screen accurate. Now obviously there's not too much paint-wise going on with this guy, but there's a lot going on detail-wise, so my apologies if this ends up being a pretty lengthy video. In that case, let's stop wasting time and start talking about him, shall we? The inside of his mouth is this pinkish purple lavender looking color. His teeth are yellow, and the bottom row of his teeth are actually all individually sculpted, as you can see. The teeth on the upper jaw, though, have that Bondi teeth track going on. Now, I know we're not getting into articulation yet, but when I first saw this figure and I saw the way the jaw looked, I thought I'd be able to open and close the jaw. You can't. You're just gonna get that weird noise. Plus, you know, really looking at the lower jaw and the upper jaw, the teeth really don't have anywhere to go if it were to be, you know, posable. But yet again, the teeth look great, the sculpted tongue looks great, the head looks great. His, the way his pupils are positioned might look a little wonky. But other than that, the paint and the detail on the head and on the very wide neck look pretty great. Now, this tree bark-esque skin that he's got. Now, the tree bark looking skin that this dude is sporting, obviously it's a different shade from the base color of the skin. It's like this chalkboard grayish white, like it's a very muted white, but it really helps pop the detail. Looking at this portion of the figure, you can see just how much it really pops. I mean, this section over here kind of looks like they skimped out on paint, but as far as the rest of the figure goes, it pops and it looks really cool. Speaking of which, look at those dorsal plates, son! One thing I always really liked about this figure is the detail on the skin of the dorsal plates. I also like that the dorsal plates look like an extension of Godzilla's skin and not just bones that are jutting out of his back. And the detail on them, on the skin fleshy portions of it, really looks very nice. Over here, even on the smaller dorsal plates over here, you're going to see some very nice detail. Seriously, that dorsal plate detail follows this figure absolutely everywhere. And by everywhere, I certainly do mean everywhere. All the dorsal plates that are on the back of this figure have this exquisite detail. And it's not just exclusive to one side, because that'd honestly be stupid. On both sides, you're going to get some premium dorsal plate detail. Now, when it came to the Marmot figures, there was always a repeat offense when it comes to the dorsal plates. And that is, once you reached the tail, there really wasn't too much going on in terms of paint on the dorsal plates. But this guy, though, look at that. Spick and span. He's got painted dorsal plates all over his tail. All over. Look at that. Not a dorsal plate unpainted. And I guess now would be the best time to really show off all the detail on this tail. I mean, this figure's detailed, yeah, but the tail, oof, no skimp. There is even detail on the bottom of the tail. Undertail detail. So I think I've pretty much covered that, yeah, this guy's a detailed boy. But I think it's time to go over articulation. Now, aside from paint and detail, this guy also has another major difference from that of a Marmot figure, and that is he's got a lot more articulation. So, the head can move. I don't want to push this too far, because the head, I mean, yeah, obviously it's meant to move, but it doesn't feel nice moving it. You've got movement in the arms as well. I'm pretty sure they can go all the way around, but again, as per the last couple videos I did, I don't want to scratch up this guy's fingernails. Now, arm movement really isn't anything too new, but he's also got a swivelly A in the wrist. Look at that. Same for the other side. Movement in the arms. Movement in the wrist. Ow, nails sharp. And of course you got your basic leg movements as well. Ugh. This guy doesn't have a year imprinted on his foot, but it does say Marmot on one foot, and it says this on the other. Now, as I'm sure you saw while I was finicking with this guy to show off the paint on the dorsal plates of the tail, you know that this guy's got tail articulation. But he's also got tip of the tail articulation as well. Surprises everywhere. And that's pretty much that. This guy's got some amazing detail, some amazing paint, and some pretty dang good articulation. I honestly have only seen this guy online once, and that was when I got him, and then he sold out, and since then I haven't really seen this guy pop up for a good price at least. I don't know what it is with these Medicom Marmot and Gigabrain figures. As soon as they sell out and they're gone, they just turn into these hugely priced pieces of Godzilla history, and it's kind of a bummer because I want more, but I don't want to pay friggin' $800. I'm talking about you, Shin-Godzilla Marmot figures, $800! This was the PX exclusive Godzilla 1962 figure from Medicom. I know he's essentially not a Marmot, but he's the only Medicom figure I have, so I just kind of lumped him in there with the Marmot figures.
You know what? I'm not even gonna lie. I seriously forgot that this was a Medicom figure. I honestly just remembered it as being a Marmot figure, but you know.
This guy is one of my very favorite Godzilla figures of all time, and he's one of my favorite Godzilla designs of all time as well. If you can find this dude out in the wild for a good price, I highly suggest picking him up. And that's it for the Marmot/Medicom arc of Rob's Godzilla Room reviews. This was a really short arc to do. I just really wanted to get to doing it because I haven't talked about my other Marmot figures on the channel yet, so I thought it was a good way to go, you know? So I do hope you enjoyed, and tomorrow we'll be starting the new arc. But what could it be? Well, you're just gonna have to wait and see. Until next time, everybody, I have been ShinRobjira. Do hope you enjoyed. Get ready for Bandai creation.